Fortified City TV presents Health Matters. We bring you education and awareness on your health, the total person, your spiritual health, your physical health, and your financial health. Please join us, faith leaders, professionals, and community leaders, this Thursday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. CST or 11 p.m. GMT for a life-changing encounter. Your health matters.
This place right now. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it.
Hello, and welcome again to another edition of Health Matters. We bring you the matter that concerns your total health, your spiritual health, your physical health, and your financial health. Today promised to be another interesting and informational section, and we have with us tonight a wonderful brother and friend, and his name is Bobby Brobler, and he's going to be telling us all we need to know about life insurance. Share the video, make all your comments, ask some questions. If you need extra information, it is available for you, and just, enjoy the information. You're not paying for this information, and it is very, very vital for your health, for your financial health. So I want to welcome you to this program. Wherever you are, share the video and remain blessed. Our guest tonight, Bobby, you are welcome. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
And I believe that the people watching really going to be blessed from the information, from the knowledge or the wisdom you are about to, impart. So I want to thank you so much on behalf of my team at Fortified City TV. We say thank you and welcome again, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Patience. I'm glad to be here for the second time. I hope I'll be a blessing to everybody in attendance. This is a crusade that I have embarked on for a few years now. It's just basically financial education and financial literacy. I want to help people understand how money works. It's very closely tied to their physical health and also their spiritual health. Those three things are tied together. So again, I'm happy to be here, and I'm always available if you need somebody to share some information from the financial aspect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tonight we're talking about, personal finance. But in personal finance, we're starting with life insurance. So Bobby is going to be telling us what it is. Why do we need life insurance? What is life insurance? And so Bobby, back to you. What do we need to know? What is life insurance?
Well, I mean, before I go into it, I'll just give a little background of myself. I've been in the financial industry for over a decade, and it's always been a passion. In the last couple of years, I've focused on personal finance. And when it comes to personal finance, the foundation of a family's financial plan happens to be life insurance. So I'm going to only talk about this portion of personal finance today, because I feel like this is something that will resonate with everybody. So the title of my presentation, as you can see, is Life Insurance 101, right? This is just the basis of personal finance. So your question, what is life insurance? If you go to the next slide, I put together a very concise definition of of what life insurance is. So I don't know if you can go to the next slide.
Okay. Hold on.
Wow.
Did you invite someone to the live
Yeah.
stream? Okay.
Yes.
Welcome, Tina. Welcome.
Thank
Miss
you.
Tina.
Thank you.
Yeah. I invited two people because I wanted them to check out what it is that we're doing here. They're also interested in the financial industry as well. Okay, so what is life insurance? Pastor Patience, you know, we insure things that are valuable in our lives, right?
That's right.
Yeah, some of us insure our phones. I just got a new phone after 5 years, and I put insurance on it, you know, because the phone could fall and break, and then I'll be out of a phone. So the insurance is just a little amount I pay every month to cover me in case that happens. I've never broken a phone, but many people have.
Just in case.
Just in case. And then we insure our cars. That's pretty much compulsory. So everybody has to get some type of insurance on their vehicle, at least in Georgia. We insure our homes. We insure everything valuable in our. Some people insure jewelry. Some people even insure their pet. Yeah. What's the? Yeah. Of course, you insure your homes. You have to get even if you're renting, there's renters insurance. Definitely. Right, motorcycles and whatnot. If you purchase a plane ticket to Liberia or anywhere else, you can actually put insurance on that plane ticket just in case something happens and you're not able to travel. Okay. Now, the most valuable asset that we have is what?
Our life.
Our life, exactly. That's the most valuable asset. Yet many of us tend to not attach importance to it. And that's one of the things me and my team were trying to change with financial education and literacy. So this presentation is it's not a sales presentation, it's just for education purposes, okay? Life insurance in short is a contract between a policyholder, that means you who decide to purchase life insurance on yourself, and the insurer or assurer. That's the company that's basically agreeing to pay your family or your beneficiary, whoever it is that you will leave this policy to if you pass away. This company is promising to pay that person a certain amount of money. Okay? All you have to do is to pay the monthly premiums that are due on the policy. Don't default on it. Pay the monthly premiums, and your beneficiaries will get this money. Basically, that's what life insurance is. And if you go to the next slide, we'll kind of dig in a little deeper. And feel free to ask questions as we go along, because this is for information purposes. What type of life insurance is right for me? Well, there are two major types of life insurance. Life insurance is very complicated and deep. I'm just going to touch on the surface today. There are two basic types. One is permanent life insurance, and then there's temporary life insurance. Some people call the temporary life insurance term because it's for a certain term. It could be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25, 30 years. That's a term. After that term expires, that's it. Your life insurance is done. Now, you are able to renew it. Most insurance companies allow you to renew that term, but the price, Pastor Patience, is not going to be the same.
I know, right?
It's going to be extremely high. So most people, after the term expires, they just let it go. If you go to the next slide and kind of permanent and temporary life. Now I'll talk about permanent for a second. Permanent life insurance is life insurance that doesn't end at a particular term. It should cover you your whole life. In fact, People sometimes call permanent life insurance whole life insurance. You probably have heard the term whole life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to go a little bit more into detail on each of these two types of life insurance because everybody's situation is different. Okay, the type of life insurance that you need to get on yourself will depend on where you are in life and what you're trying to protect. So if you go to the next slide, I believe I start breaking it down a little bit. What's the difference? Try to put some visuals on here. Doesn't that capture what people are going through?
Yeah, she's thinking.
What's the difference between this? Okay. So permanent life insurance, this type of coverage is active for your whole life as long as the premiums are paid. That's the contract. You have to pay your premiums, right?
Yeah.
And most types of permanent life insurance offer some type of cash value buildup in the policy. All right. So you're paying a certain amount of money. It could be $50. It could be $100, $200, $300, whatever it is. That money is not all going to pay for the life insurance. Some of it is going into a savings bucket. Now, when we start talking about the different types of permanent insurance, basically that involves what kind of bucket is your money being put in. Some buckets pay a return of between 2 to 3 to 4%. Some pay between 5 to 8%. Some pay up to 15%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if your money is in the savings bucket and you put it in the right type of insurance, if you're looking to generate interest, you put it in the one that gives you the highest amount of interest, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, in most cases, not all cash value insurance, but some of them you can borrow from the policy. You can actually borrow money from your own policy. Think about how people borrow money from their 401k plans or 403bs, or maybe going to the bank and borrowing money, or borrowing money from family and friends. Well, if you have your life insurance policy and it has cash value in there, most companies allow you to borrow from it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so because of that aspect of it, that's what number 4 is talking about. The premiums are higher than with term insurance. So let's go to the next page. I think there's one more that should pop up, number 5, I think. Okay, now, some permanent insurance, if you just go back, some permanent insurance actually, you can actually have long-term care attached to your insurance policy. You know, back in the day, if you needed long-term care, you had to purchase a standalone policy all by itself, and that was quite costly. Some smart people have figured out a way to get long-term care attached to your life insurance policy. So if you don't have long-term care on your insurance policy, you might want to sit down with your insurance professional, financial professional, and say, hey, how can I get long-term care attached to my insurance policy? What is long-term care? I think I go into that on the next in the next slide there. Long-term care is if you are diagnosed, right, by a medical professional to not be able to do what they call 2 activities of daily living, okay, for a specific period of time, usually 90 days, you qualify for long-term care. Now, what are activities of daily living? Activities of daily living are eating. Can you sit at a table and feed yourself? Getting dressed in the morning. Can you put on your own clothes and take your own clothes off? Okay. Are you able to get into bed and get out of bed? Okay, they call it transferring. All right.
Well,
Number 5, are you able to use the bathroom by yourself, toileting? Okay. Or are you able to control your bladder and your bowels, while you're in bed? If you are not able to do 2 of these 6 over a period of time that a medical doctor signs off on, you qualify for long-term care. Okay?
yeah.
Now, you can have a nurse come to your house. You can go to a long-term care facility. You can have, there's informal care where you have friends and families look after you, or formal care where you have a medical professional like a nurse look after you. This component is very, very important. Okay, it's very important to have long-term care. And the next slide will show that 70% of the population is going to require some type of long-term care. So, Pastor Patience, the question is,
Yeah.
if you don't have long-term care insurance, how do you pay for long-term care?
So it's really necessary that you attach whatever insurance you want to get. You attach long-term care to that insurance, or you get an insurance that has long-term care.
If you can get that, that will be very good, because to even get long-term care attached to your insurance, it requires you having relatively good health. Okay? Because life insurance is based on your age and your health. That's what the price of life insurance is based on. You could be disqualified, or you could possibly not qualify for getting insurance just based on your health, right?
Yes.
And that's a sad reality that we face, especially in our community, because as you know, life insurance has not been a strong suit of Liberians, okay, or Africans for that matter. And it's very established in the culture here in America, but back in Africa it's not. There was insurance there, but we didn't really take it that seriously. So getting people to understand the value of life insurance, and the fact that the companies now are very strong, they're going to be around. Most of them have been around for over 100 years. That's what we're trying to get people into. So if you will go to the next slide, I believe we start covering term insurance. Okay. Seven out of 10 people over the age of 65 would need long-term care insurance. Let's go back to that, to those stats.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back. Oh, you passed it.
I think I got it.
And 63% of caregivers use their own retirement and savings funds to pay for care. That's where you're going to get the money from if you don't have long-term care. You have to use your own money to pay for it. 100% of their families are affected in some way. I know I went through that because my father required long-term care. Unfortunately for us, we did not have the knowledge at the time, or even the opportunity, because by the time he came to the U.S., he was already not well. So he wouldn't have qualified for life insurance, and certainly he wouldn't have qualified for long-term care. So the goal here is, what I'm trying to get everybody to understand is, the best time to get life insurance was yesterday. The next best time to get life insurance is today. The worst time to get it is tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. There are so many stories out there. Just between last year and this year, I've had 3 death claims. Okay? And all 3 of those policies were acquired last year. Can you imagine? All 3 were acquired last year, and all 3 clients died last year also. One of them died this year, 2 died last year. So you know, you never, especially with coronavirus, Delta strain, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other going on, you never know. It's just best to be secure. But if we move to the next slide, we'll talk about the temporary. So we've covered the permanent insurance. Now we'll cover the temporary insurance. And then, yeah, and
Before
by the
before
way,
you before you go to the next slide, I want to take you back a little bit.
okay,
Where you talk about the cash value that allows you to borrow. Does it increase your premium when you're doing that, or do they add interest on that?
a good question. So your premium does not change when you borrow money from your policy. Some insurance policies do charge an interest. There are different types of cash value policies. Okay, the ones that are called whole life policies, which many people are familiar with or have heard of, those tend to charge an interest when you borrow money from the policy. Okay, those have been around for a very long time, but there are some new variations called variable universal life and index universal life. Those have been around for a much shorter time. Okay. So with those, you can borrow money, and there is some of them. There's an interest charge, but it becomes a wash loan, meaning that they're charging interest, but your premium your bucket
Ellie,
of savings growing
it's
at an interest rate
increasing.
that cancel each other out. It's a wash loan. That's why you need to sit down with a professional that can properly structure your life insurance policy. Okay, and give you all the options that are available. But that's a good question. What other question do you have about that? I know I've kind of rambled on a little.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just wanted to get that clear, about the cash value, because I know, there's a friend of mine that had to borrow from her 401k, and there were a little bit. I think they added a little bit of interest on it or something like that. So I wanted to know whether it was almost the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, it'll probably be better to borrow from well-structured cash value life insurance policy for several reasons. Number one, a 401k, which is it's a defined benefit plan established by the government and in partnership with corporations to where you can save for retirement. So because of that, and the fact that with the 401k, you're not paying taxes on the money that you put in, so they call it pre-tax money. There are certain restrictions on borrowing money from your 401k. First of all, the money that goes in comes out of your paycheck, right?
Yes.
So if you borrow from your 401k, you have to pay it back from your paycheck. You either pay the whole thing back if you have the cash, or it comes from your paycheck little by little. You can't pay half. At least at my company, you couldn't pay half. So that's an inconvenience. Number two, if you don't pay that money back, and if you haven't attained the age of 59 and a half, then you could be subject to penalties, like, a 10% penalty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, you're not gonna have that with life insurance. And then number three, you're gonna have to pay taxes on the money that you distribute from a 401k, because remember, you put money in that was never taxed, right?
Yeah.
So it's good to know all those different components in comparison. 401ks have their value. They're good for for a certain specific task. Okay, sit down with your financial professional and let somebody do a financial review and come up with a recommendation of what would be best for you, because everybody's situation is different. A lot of companies offer a match on a 401k. And it's good to participate in that up to the match. I'm not a 401k expert. I'm just, this is just for education purposes. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's
If
go
you
to
don't
the
have
next
any
slide.
other questions, yeah, we can move on to the next
So
slide.
unless the ladies on the line with us want to ask a question, I don't have.
Oh yeah,
Now.
yeah, absolutely.
Or they want to contribute.
Now, in full disclosure, these ladies are actually, I'm actually training them.
Okay,
to
cool.
get into the financial industry. They are all trying to learn it part-time. And this is just part of our crusade of getting more people into the community. But yeah, they can definitely go ahead and ask some questions, and I'll be happy to answer.
Okay.
Any questions, ladies?
No.
Marilyn and Tina?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then we can go to the next slide.
Yeah. Okay, so this is term life insurance, and term life or temporary life insurance. Think of this as renting an apartment. Okay, term life insurance is like renting an apartment or renting a car, and permanent life insurance is like purchasing a home or purchasing the car. So that's an analogy that I like to use, because with term insurance, at some point is going to go away. So term life insurance is active for a specific time frame. Example, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 or 30 years. Okay. The term of your insurance that you pick will be based on what you're trying to get the insurance for, what you're trying to cover. If I purchase a home, for instance, Pastor Patience, and I have a 30-year mortgage on it, I would probably get a life insurance policy for 30 years to cover my home, just in case if something were to happen to me. I want for that life insurance to pay off the entire balance on the home, so that my beneficiaries will not have to give up the house, or it goes to probate or foreclose. I mean, people go through that every single day. It's so sad what's going on in our community. I spoke to a lady who lost her husband late last year, and they had a young family, 4 or 5 kids, no life insurance. But guess what? The lady's name was not on the mortgage for the house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, breadwinner passes away. It was just a terrible situation. How do you continue to pay the mortgage on this house with your single salary and all the kids, right? First of all, your name is not even on the house. Okay. So, it's important. Now, if she had life insurance, she'll just pay that house. They can pay the house off, and then it's theirs. They don't have to worry about that. They can even have life insurance to be able to just in case something happens to one of the parents. The life insurance will be able to cover even the education of the children. Okay.
That's right.
Now, after 30 years, the kids are all grown. Your house is paid off. Even if the policy is to lapse, you don't really need that much anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can maybe just have a small burial policy or something like that. Term insurance does not offer cash value. Okay. Some term insurance policies do have living benefits. Not all of them, but some do have living benefits. And in the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about living benefits. Living benefits basically, Pastor Patience, and is just basically being the beneficiary on your very own life insurance policy. Whenever I mention that, people are like, "What? What do you mean, be the beneficiary of insurance?" But I mean, think about think about people don't. Sometimes people don't just get up and die. Okay, Pastor.
All right.
In most cases, people get sick before they die, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Well,
things
there's
happen.
things happen. Okay, we
Yeah.
have critical illness that can happen. Critical illness is imagine cancer, stroke, heart attack, maybe brain aneurysm. These are things that are happening all around us, or needing dialysis, right?
Yeah.
If that happens and your doctor signs off on it, the insurance company will take up to 95% of that death benefit of the insurance and give it to you while you're still alive. I know that's what I'd say when I first heard this. No words. What? You
All
can
right.
get money out of your policy if you get sick? Yeah, now this is different from disability insurance that you can purchase. A lot of jobs offer disability insurance. You get minor injuries and you're out of work, and then they pay you a certain amount of money. This is different. This is where you're diagnosed by a doctor to have a critical illness. The insurance company will cut you checks. I saw a check for $60,000 that somebody got from their insurance policy while they were still alive. They hadn't even put $5,000 into that insurance policy, and they got $60,000 out. Okay.
Oh.
Chronic illness. Chronic illness is similar to long-term care. Okay, where you're not able to perform certain of these activities of daily living. They will cut you a check from your insurance policy. Terminal illness. Most insurance companies offer terminal illness. If the doctor says you're going to pass away within 12 months or less, that means you have a year to live. Most insurance companies will give you the money while you're still alive. That's called terminal illness. So these 3 living benefit riders can be added to some life insurance policy. If you have life insurance and you don't have living benefits on it, you probably want to talk to somebody and get the insurance that has living benefits. Okay? Because who wants to have regular insurance that you have to die and somebody gets the money? You could be sick and suffering and you won't be able to touch that money.
I know.
Right? And that money could even help to cure you, but you have to wait and die, and then your family gets the money. I mean, so then that's why we do what we do, is just to get this information out there. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more. Sit down with somebody so they can go into more detail and explain some of these things for you or to you. All right, let's go to the next slide. Cost of life insurance. Yep, it's based on your age and your health, like I mentioned before. The older you get, the more expensive it is to acquire life insurance. Your health risk classification determines the cost of your insurance as well. Now, it's like what I mentioned earlier, Pastor Patience. The best time to get life insurance is yesterday. Okay?
That's right.
The best time is today. The worst time is tomorrow. Why procrastinate? The longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be, And you can even get life insurance for your children. Life insurance starts from 15 days old. Most companies will start offering it from 15 days old all the way to 80. Imagine how cheap the insurance is when the child is just born, 15 days old. But not only that, you don't know what kind of syndrome, what kind of sickness, what will come upon your child later on that will make them uninsurable for life. Okay? I just had a good friend of mine who we were talking to last year to look into getting some policies and coverage for her kids, and one of the children just came down with an incurable disease. Now this
That's
child can
unfortunate.
never get life insurance ever. So in this society, people recognize the benefit of life insurance that is based on your health. Okay? Get life insurance for everybody in your house. One day they're going to thank you for it. Even if they don't understand the value of it, get it. You can even get life insurance for your parents. You can get life insurance for your grandchildren. You can get life insurance for anybody that you can establish what they call insurable need. If you have an employee working for you, you can get life insurance on them. Somebody will say, why would you be able to get life insurance on your employee? Because there's an insurable need. If that person passes away, it's going to affect your business. That's your employee, right?
That's right.
If you get into a business deal with somebody and you guys are going to establish a business, well, you can get life insurance on that person. They can get life insurance on you, because if that person passes away, your business deal is gone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to get your money back, right?
Right.
So those are the secrets of wealth. Those are the secrets of finance in America. And our people need to learn this stuff. Okay, that's why I do short webinars every single week, just getting out there and preaching the word to people. All right, let's go to the next.
Before you go to the next slide, I want to ask this question. That sometimes you hear insurance advice that says you can get an insurance with pre-existing conditions. It means you already have some illness. You already have something going on with you.
Yeah, are we talking about life insurance or health insurance? Health insurance, because of the health insurance law that was passed, I believe it was 2010. They took away the pre-existing condition clause, so everybody can get it. What they call Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, right? That's health insurance.
Okay.
Life insurance is still there. If you have a certain pre-existing condition, imagine if that clause wasn't there. Do you know how many sick people will walk up and say, hey, I want $1 million policy? They know they only have a few months to live.
I know, right?
Yeah, so it's a little different. They'll never take that clause out. In fact, the cost of the life insurance is based on your health.
They will go bankrupt.
Yeah, they'll go bankrupt. Like last year, the insurance companies they paid out a lot of money because of COVID. They paid out a lot of money, and at the same time, they're making a lot of money because a lot of people are acquiring life insurance right now.
Yeah. Wow, it's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuses.
All right. I like this part. Excuses for not getting life insurance. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys read these excuses and we'll talk about that.
Already have life insurance offered by my job. I want excuses.
I hear that a lot.
Insurance.
All right, Marilyn, go ahead.
I do not need life insurance.
Right.
I do not have any money.
I don't have any money. If somebody said they don't have money to buy life insurance, it means they don't know the value of life insurance. There's some life insurance you can get for, $15, $20, depending on your age. People can pay as little as $15 a month for 100,000, 200,000 of coverage. Even the Starbucks coffee that you're buying every day cost you more than getting a life insurance policy.
Mm.
I mean, I already have life insurance at my job. Is it your life insurance or does it belong to the job? Because if you get fired today or tomorrow, are you going to have coverage?
Nope.
Mm.
Many people have found out the wrong way. In fact, at the end of this presentation, there's a very nice quote that I put there. Life insurance is not something you want to find out when it's too late. Okay, you want to know how it works way ahead of time, because by the time you find out, it's already too late. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So that throws that. I don't need life insurance. Oh, really? How much money do you have sitting in the bank that you don't need life insurance? If you die today or tomorrow, how is the lifestyle of your family going to be maintained?
Right.
Now, by the way, all this life insurance stuff we're talking about, you have to love your family to even listen to this kind of stuff. Not everybody loves their family. There's some people who love themselves more than their family, so they would never think about doing anything that somebody else is going to benefit from. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
You
Sure.
have to care for your family before you look at life insurance. So if somebody says they don't need life insurance, maybe they don't care for their family, or maybe they have nobody to leave the money to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real need. They're living for themselves. People can even leave. I've seen people leave. I know a young lady who has a life insurance policy, $1 million that's being left to her church. Why don't you leave the money to your church? You're young, you're healthy, you can get life insurance. It's called generational wealth or transfer of wealth.
Yeah.
Many of us try to donate money to our churches. We don't have money. We're living paycheck to paycheck. Give a portion of your life insurance to your church. You know, you have a $500,000 policy. Say $25,000 goes to the church. The rest goes to my family. Do that, or do it. I just have a client that we're setting up a policy for. She wants to leave. She already has life insurance, but she got a new one to leave that whole amount to her favorite charity.
Mm.
That's the power that you have. Everybody has wealth. Everybody is rich. You just got to know how to understand how money works in America, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, and this is not to brag or anything, but because of this information that I know, I can safely say that I have a lot of assets, a lot more than my friends and family who do not understand these things, right? Many of them, by the way, make way more money than me, but they just don't understand how money works and how to acquire wealth and assets. So, you know, we're living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm too young to buy life insurance. Yeah, young people never think that they need life insurance until they get old and the price goes up. And they're like, oh my God.
Yep.
Now I got this cholesterol, I got this diabetes. I should have gotten it when I was young. But I thought I would never die. I was invincible.
Yep.
I'm too old to buy life insurance.
So I got a question on like
Go ahead.
the young people. Like if
Mhm.
you're young and you have a you got a life insurance, and in the middle of your premium, in the middle of payment, and you got stuck along the line and you stop the payment, what happens?
Oh, well, it depends on, that's a very, very good
What
question.
kind of
It depends
insurance
on
you
what
got?
type of,
Yep.
yeah, it depends on what type of life insurance you got. If you have the temporary life insurance and you stop paying, that policy is more than likely going to lapse. Okay, it's more than likely going to lapse. If you have the permanent insurance, many of the permanent insurance policies build cash value. So in some cases, if you stop paying, the insurance company will take the cash value and make payments on your insurance from there. But at some point, you have to start paying again. Otherwise, it also can lapse. It's always good to be in touch with your financial coach or your financial advisor or your insurance agent. Let them know what's going on. 9 out of 10 times they can work out something for you, right?
Yeah.
Don't just, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It happens to everybody. But that's a very good question. If your policy lapses, what happens? I'm too old to buy life insurance. Hey, you hear this? Hey, man, I'm already in the grave. I'm 60 years old. Why am I getting life insurance? Well, who's going to bury you when you die? Are you leaving that responsibility to somebody else? Is that a responsible thing to do? Right? I mean, you're too old to get life insurance. Are you encouraging the younger people to get life insurance that are around you, not to make the same mistake that you made, right? Some people never had the education about life insurance when they were younger, so you can't really blame them, but they can still talk to other people. I'm in the process of buying a home. All right, you want to go back to that?
Yeah.
All right, let's read through the rest of those.
I'm in the process of buying a home. I'm in the process of building a house in my country overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think I will qualify for life insurance. I will get in when I'm retired.
Yeah. And some of these sound funny, but these are very real excuses people make every day. I'm buying a home. Some people tell you I just purchased a car, or I'm trying to get my child into college. A whole host of different excuses why not to get life insurance. All they're simply trying to tell you is they don't understand what life insurance is. To them, it's just an added cost. Okay. But that same person, you're probably gonna find them in the mall on the weekend shopping and everything. But you don't see that, hey, these guys are causing me to spend money. But life insurance it's like you're saving money, because you're not gonna put in more than you get out, right?
No.
Yeah.
You're not.
That's true.
And besides that, when we look at life insurance, we're not just looking at the probability. Some people look at the probability. Looking at my age and looking at the statistics, I don't think I'm gonna die. I think I'll be around. I'll grow old. I'll be there for my family. But you got to look at the possibility. What if you die? It's happening all around us. Look at just in 2021. How many shocking deaths have you seen in 2021 alone?
Oh yeah.
I can give you about 5. Most people can give more, especially coming from Liberia and other places. Just shocking deaths. You never know. There's a possibility for anything. The good thing is, on day one, you get your life insurance policy. If you die, your family, the insurance company has to pay that money. Day one. Tell me, what else could you get that would give you that kind of security? Nothing. Even if you talk about saving money in a 401k or putting it in the stock market, if you die the next day, you only have what you put in. There's no 200,000. There's no 500,000 that anybody's gonna give you. There's nothing in there because you only had it there for one day, right? So there's value in life insurance, and I don't think I will qualify. Sit down with somebody and see what you qualify for. It's getting easier and easier to get life insurance. I have a 401k. Okay, again, most people don't even have a lot of money in their 401k. Let's be honest. The reality is a lot of people use up the money in their 401k. They borrow it, they get charged a penalty, you name it. I mean, some people just cannot look at money somewhere. They have to think of a way to spend it. And we see that every day. The savings culture is bad. Leave the money there. Don't spend it. You don't have to take it and address every problem that comes up. Somebody call you from Liberia and you're the money person in America, so you're about to solve that whole problem. You wipe out your 401k. Or you take money out to take a trip to Liberia. And of course, you have to take care of everybody in Liberia because you're from America, right? But you forget about your retirement. You forget about your future. And then you retire and you end up back there like everybody else. Nothing to show for it, right?
Yep.
And then go to the next slide. I think we're almost about to wrap up here. I've put a lot of excuses. Hey, there are countless excuses. I only need it for my wife. I don't want to get anything. Okay, if you die, how's your wife gonna survive? Or if your husband died, how are you gonna survive? Children do not need life insurance. Yes, they do. You don't know if they're gonna get sick and they won't be able to get it in the future. Besides that, if you get a cash value life insurance for your child, they have a longer time for that money to grow and compound. And by the way, money that accumulates in a life insurance policy is tax-free. You don't have to pay taxes on it. It's bad luck to get life insurance. Well, I'll leave that with you, Pastor. People may try to kill me if they knew I had a life insurance policy. Okay, maybe you shouldn't be living with those people in the first place. But if they try to, if you think they're gonna kill you if you have a life insurance policy, why don't you get in life insurance policies for them? So everybody got life insurance, and then nobody will kill
anybody.
All right, I think that might be the last. All right, let's see the next one. All right, these are just some stats. 54% of American adults have life insurance. I don't know what that number is. If you look at just our community, it's probably much, much lower.
Yeah.
And we have to change that, right? Even 54% is not enough. We need more than that. Now, some of these people are sick, so they cannot get life insurance. That's why it's not higher than 54%. 27% have life insurance at their jobs. And people lose their jobs and they lose their life insurance. There's a gentleman that got sick. He was in a coma. And his job let him go. And he immediately lost his life insurance that he thought he had at his job, for which he never wanted to get any other life insurance. Okay? 40% of Americans wish they had bought life insurance when they were younger. Why? Because they waited till they were old. Now it's too expensive. But you got to pay. 30% is the percentage difference between premiums for men and women. Women, the cost of insurance for women is generally less than men, even if they were both the same age. So if that's any consolation, you guys should go ahead and get more life.
So why is that? Why is it lesser?
It's probably because of life expectancy. Women have a higher life expectancy than men, so it's cheaper.
Okay.
Men have a higher likelihood of passing away earlier than women. All right, next slide. All right, and you can check out these websites for some information. There's another website too. I think it's Investopedia, Bankrate.com. And these sites have many different other, they have many different other pieces of information. If you want to learn about credit, you want to learn about mortgage, how to pay off your mortgage early. You want to learn about how to get a mortgage. You want to learn about the different places you can invest your money. You can get all of those at these two websites here, Bankrate.com and Investopedia.com. Okay, and then the last slide. Oh, we made it just in time, 7:59 Eastern. Life insurance is like a parachute. If you don't have it the first time you get it, there's no second chance. And with that, I end this presentation, Pastor Patience. Thank you very, very much for having me on. I hope I've been some help to your viewing audience. But this is a passion of mine, is getting financial wisdom that the wealthy have. I want to get it into the hands of everybody. And one of the places we can start off is life insurance.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's just so much information, and we'll find time. Hope we'll have the time to process it. But it was wonderful having you, and ladies, Marilyn and Tina. It was good having you on tonight. I believe you'll be here again another time. And then the website you talk about, those two websites. You talk about the ways in which we can invest and ways in which we can pay off our mortgage earlier. And those are information we will also like to have on this program. So I believe we will be back here with Bobby and to pass on the information another time. You will be duly informed. So thank you so much for gracing our platform with such wonderful information. And
thank you so much.
I'm sure some clients will be, coming your way, hopefully. Yeah. So thank you. And maybe we can pass on. If you have a link, maybe you can post that link under the video, so people can be able to get to you or something like that.
I can give you my phone number if anybody has questions that they want to reach out to me and ask.
Okay.
I can put it in the chat. I don't know if there's a way you can. Okay. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can post that up. My line is always on. Folks can call me if they have any questions or need any clarity. I'll be happy to help out.
Yeah. That's great. Good.
Let me see, it's 8:01. I gotta jump back on my other meeting.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, ladies. Let's just pray before we go, because this is a platform for healing, and we believe we want our finances to be healed. Also, we want our physical body to be healed, and spiritually we need to be healed. So God is in the business of healing. So I want to, we just want to pray. Father, we thank you at this time. Thank you for total healing. Thank you for the information that we received tonight. We also want to thank you for your intervention in the lives of your people, as many that are sick at this time, sick in the body, sick financially, sick spiritually. You are the one that revives. And so it is your desire, it is your plan that we are well in every area of our life, in our total health. And so we speak healing tonight in the name of Jesus. We speak healing to every area of our lives in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord. We give you the honor, we give you the praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys for coming. It was wonderful,
so
wonderful again. Really, I was just spellbound. I was just listening to you, Keely. I'm going to go back over this, podcast and try to digest this information, and I'll be able to pass it on to someone else. God bless you so much, Bobby. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Patience. And thank you for showing up, Tina.
Thank you. It was good to be here. Glad for having us. Okay, then.